This is Dr. Herbert Harris, and this is Success Mentorship Class number 130. Wow, number 130. We're really getting there. And as you all know, our classes are based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. It's, of course, available on Amazon and most digital platforms, and you can get it directly from us at www.12, that's the number 12, uls.com. This is Success Mentorship Class number 130, and our topic for today is 9 rules for becoming a success. Now, when we put this topic together, I wanted to do 2 things. I'm going to read some of it directly from the book, because those of you who don't have the book, you need to get one. And then I want to do some additional insight, because many times the written word conveys the most concise idea, but then when we expand on it, it may touch something different. I also want us to think about, the pain that we feel right now. So many of us are experiencing uncertainty. We're experiencing fear, trepidation, because we're just not sure about what's going on in the outside world. And so for us to survive and thrive, it's extremely important that we understand the rules, how the game is played, because there's always a game being played, and then act accordingly. So those of you who are watching on Facebook, please share this with your friends and family and your contacts, because I believe that as we move through closing this year out, it's important to understand what we have to do and what we should not do to achieve success, the things we desire. So 9 rules for achieving success. Rule number 1, it's right, I'm going to take it right from the book. Do not procrastinate. Do not wait until all conditions are right for you to become a success. You could wait the rest of your life. Believe that you already possess the understanding, courage, and self-confidence to take action. Realize that procrastination is a state of mind. Now, when you read that portion of the book, to expand on that, procrastination is the thief of dreams. Many times you can have lofty, incredible dreams, but you just never act on it. Think about this. Every action that we take is really a vibration. We often talk about the vibration aspects of life. Every action we take is a vibration. And so when you procrastinate, you're like a farmer who wants to enjoy the benefits of corn, has the seeds to grow the corn, but never plants the seeds. So when you procrastinate, you never plant the seed from which can grow your success. When you procrastinate, you fail to create the vibration that will manifest that which you're seeking. And so procrastination, not just the thief of dreams, procrastination is the thief of time. Because each of us has 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day. And when you procrastinate, it keeps you from using those seconds, those minutes, those hours to plant the seeds of your future. Rule number 2, do it now. Reading from the book, take the first step. There is always something you can do right now to move closer to your success. Use need, desire, ambition, and attitude to motivate you to immediate action. Overcome thoughts of helplessness, limitation, lack, negativity, and failure. You see, doing it now means that you have to make a priority judgment. about how to use those seconds, those minutes, those hours that we have been granted by the Creator. And so it means that we have to look at each moment as almost a pregnant moment. Each moment is a possibility for the desires that we have to manifest. What we learn from Do It Now is that it's not about activity alone, it's about effectiveness. And so if we're on our success journey, to that second rule of success says that you must examine each and every moment, each and every second of each and every day, and ask yourself the time question. Is this the best use of my time right now, when I consider my goals, my vision, and my purpose? And then act accordingly. The third rule for achieving success is stand on your own 2 feet. Now, folks, this section is right at the beginning of the book because I want us to program our minds for that deep dive that we do throughout the book. We're on page 17 of the 12 Universal Laws of Success, and it says this: do not depend on anyone or anything for your success. They may be depending on you. Believe that you already have everything you need to get everything you want. You should become independent as a part of your interdependence. Now, this is an interesting concept. When we say stand on your own 2 feet, we're saying take your destiny into your hands. We're saying don't make excuses. So many times we'll meet people who are waiting for someone to help them achieve success. When I am discovered, as an artist, as a creator, so many times you hear people say, man, when I'm discovered, I'm going to have a hit record. I'm going to have a bestseller when I'm discovered. Well, when you stand on your own 2 feet, you make yourself be discovered. You do the things that facilitate discovery. You can be living in a gold mine, but if you never dig, you'll never find the gold. And so standing on your own 2 feet means to look at where you are and say to yourself, if it's to be, it's up to me. If it's going to happen, I'm going to have to make it happen. In relationships, we talk about the mastermind principle, and that when 2 or more gathered on one accord, I am among them. Well, the mastermind principle operates, but it operates most effectively when you bring something to the equation. So we are all interdependent, and our success can depend on how well we are able to integrate and work with others. But it's also important what we bring to the occasion. And so when you stand on your own 2 feet, you bring your own level of knowledge, your own level of skill, your habits, your emotions, your current relationships to the equation. But still, you are in charge. You are the captain of your ship. The fourth key to success, the fourth rule for becoming a success: do not fear failure. Now, this is a heavy one because failure is such an insidious emotion that it can paralyze you and create inaction. So let me read from the book what this says. Do not fear failure. To fail proves that you are trying. Every failure is a dress rehearsal for success. Every opportunity for success also contains the possibility for failure. Learn from your mistakes and failures. Concentrate on your possibilities for success. Failure is the dress rehearsal for success. Failure is the process to make you better, to help you become more complete, to help you become more proficient. Failure is the process by which you really learn to fly. We can often look at failure. Think about this. The difference between a piece of coal and a diamond. Chemically, they have the same carbon structure. But the difference between the diamond and the coal is that the diamond has experienced intense pressure, intense heat. And in this intense pressure and heat, all of the impurities are removed and you end up with a beautiful sparkling diamond. And so failure is that intense pressure that forces you to overcome your shortcomings, that forces you to overcome the obstacles so that you can build the muscle, the mental muscle, the emotional muscle to become successful. We often say your dream is no bigger than the obstacles you permit to stop you. And so when you do not fear failure, the bigger the obstacle, the bigger the dream. When you see a wall, you say, I'll go around it. If you can't go around it, you say, I'll climb over it. If you can't climb over it, you'll say, I'm going to blow that sucker down. So failure is a powerful component to help us get better. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. That's a powerful affirmation, because one of the things it does is it lets you look at failure as an institution of learning. I had an uncle who was extremely negative, and I used to say, I'm going to fail my way to success, because he always called me a trier. He used to say, you're trying this, you're trying that. Every time I see you, you're trying to do something. And I said, well, look, I may fail as many times as possible, but I may get knocked down 7. But as long as I get up on that 8th time, I'm still rolling. But him being a negative, sarcastic person, say, yeah, well, when you find yourself, you're going to be broke. You know, being around him taught me a powerful lesson. There's some people that you can't listen to their words to learn the essence of who they are, but you can watch their feet and see how they operate and learn an invaluable lesson. And maybe the lesson for you is to cut aside the words that a person says. The words may be based on their own challenges, but see what they actually do to learn from them. Rule number 5, do not sell yourself cheaply. You are worth exactly what you say you are worth. Know your full potential and the true value of your talents. Recognize that you are a very special individual with boundless capacity for health, wealth, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money. Folks, let me tell you something. If there's one thing that undermines so many of us, it's that we undervalue our talents, that we see ourselves based on our limitations rather than our possibilities. Sometimes in our childhood, we are maybe raised in an environment of criticism and negativity, and so we begin to accept that criticism and accept that belief as to that is who we are, that we're not as good as somebody else, that we don't have the talents that somebody else has. But when you are operating on your success journey, if you underestimate the value of your talents, you set yourself up to be taken advantage of. On the other hand, though, don't let your ego inflate your self-worth to the point that you cannot operate in a relationship of balance. You know, that I've encountered people who say, man, I'd love to work with you, but you got to pay me. You know, many times a strong relationship is not built on how much you receive in payment, but it may be built on how much you receive in knowledge and in experience. And so when you let your ego inflate your value, my Aunt Lavinia she used to say, if you could buy a person, if you could sell a person for what they think they're worth and buy them for what they really feel they're worth, you'll get rich. And so this idea of not selling yourself cheaply may require you to go back into the past and look at some of the limiting thoughts that may have impacted how you feel about yourself, your self-worth, your self-esteem, your self-image. Because however you see yourself, the value that you put upon yourself, the vibrations that you accept upon yourself will create that magnetic attraction that will pull into your life things that are congruent with it. And so if you sell yourself cheaply, you'll attract people who will take advantage of you. If you undervalue your true worth as a beautiful, brilliant human being, you'll attract people who will stifle you and choke you. Rule number 6. Develop the success habit of being goal-oriented. Reading from chapter 17, from page 17. Set realistic goals for yourself. Determine what must be done to attain your goals. Make plans for their attainment. Keep a record of your performance and achievements. Stick to your goals until they are accomplished. We are goal-oriented beings. If we think about this, we're like the sun. But as the sunlight can do incredible things when it's focused through a magnifying glass. And so when we have goals, we focus all of our creative energy into the realization and attainment of those goals. And so the important thing about success is this, that you must write the vision. The spiritual principle says, write the vision, make it plain upon tablets. When you write your goals must be smart. S, they must be specific. If your goal is to be happy, you will probably never achieve it until you can specifically define what happiness means to you. Your goals must be measurable. Since every goal is related, the accomplishment of the goal is the result of activity, you have to know how close you are, how far you are from achieving that goal, and then adjust your activity level, your focus level, your concentration level accordingly. Your goal must be set in advance. You see, our goal setting mechanism is very much like the GPS in a car. If you do not put a destination in the GPS, there's absolutely nothing it can do for you. You can have the most expensive GPS and plug it in and have it connected to your what is that thing in your car where you can hear the talk through your speakers and the radio. But if you do not put in a destination, it is absolutely worthless. And so in life, if we do not have goals that are set in advance, then chances are we will not achieve the things we desire. Your goal must be realistic. And it's realistic based on where you are right now. You see, one of the ways that we can defeat ourselves and undermine our efforts is to set a goal that we cannot accomplish based on where we are at that moment. It is not that the goal is impossible. It's simply that we are not yet prepared. We have not developed the physical strength, the emotional strength, the knowledge base to accomplish it. So it's not like the heavyweight fight. When Muhammad Ali would go to fight the championship fights, he always went to a training camp. And he'd spend generally 6 to 8 weeks there getting in shape, because he knew from a realistic point of view that in order to go 12 or 15 rounds, he had to have his stamina. He had to have his timing. And so when we set our goals, they must be realistic based on where you are. And then you expand them as you get better. And then finally, T, they must cover a time period, because we are time constrained. We are put on this planet for a season, and the value of our life and the things we achieve depends on how we use that time. And so your goals must cover a time period. So we must be goal-oriented, and our goals must be specific, measurable, set in advance, realistic, and cover a certain time period. Rule number 7 from page 18. Visualize your goals and believe you can attain them. See each goal clearly and in great detail in your mind's eye, your imagination. Develop a sensory relationship with your goal. Know how it looks, feels, smells, tastes, and sounds. See yourself as though you had already attained your goal. Hold that vision constantly in your mind and believe you can and will accomplish it. Know that your goal will be achieved in a timely manner. The power of visualization is so awesome because the things you see in your vision, in your mind's eye, are the blueprints for your life experience. Our ability to create in our imagination, Albert Einstein said that imagination was the most powerful thing that we have because it is not bounded by reality. He said that knowledge is limited, but imagination is unlimited because there's nothing that can keep you from thinking anything you desire to think. And so you can use your imagination to see the vision and then use your goal setting ability to write that vision down so that you can then set goals to achieve that vision, that reality, that level of success. Number 8, plan your work and work your plan. Analyze your goal. Write down each and every action that must be performed to accomplish your goal. Make a plan for its attainment. Prepare a time schedule for the performance of each action. Execute your plan in accordance with your time schedule. Excuse me. Let me read that again. Execute your plan in accordance with your timetable and produce desired results. When you execute your plan effectively, you attract the attention of other people who will help you in your efforts. We talk a whole chapter in the book about making a success plan, that you have to write it down, that you have to make your list of activities that must be performed each day, that you must read your list over 3 or 4 times a day. One of the most powerful activities that every success book, any successful person, when you talk to them, 99% will tell you, one of the most powerful things you can do to achieve your goals is write your plans the night before, to lay out the night before exactly what you want to accomplish the next day, and then act accordingly. On a weekly basis, lay out your plans for the week, and then translate them into daily plans. On a monthly basis, lay out your plans for the month so that you can then translate them into weekly plans and then into daily plans. And finally, number 9, the 9th rule for success is keep going and growing. We used to say, do not quit, but the subconscious mind accepts every word based on the vibration. And so just putting the word quit out there literally installs in your mind a negative concept. So we say, number 9, keep going and growing. When you stop growing, you literally undermine belief in yourself. When you keep going and growing, you recognize that success is a continuous realization of a worthwhile purpose. Many times people talk about retiring. Oh man, I can't wait to retire. My dad used to say, porches kill people. Right, that's very interesting, Pop. What do you mean? He said, porches kill people. He said, think about Billy Ray. Yeah. He retired. Yeah. He sat on the porch. Yeah. He was dead in 2 years. Think about Johnny B. And he would go down the list, and he was saying that the moment you stop growing, the moment you stop going, the moment you stop doing what you were put here to do, you die. And so when we look at success as a constant to keep going and growing, it means that when you retire, I like to interpret retirement from a job, for example. It says, I don't want to, some people say, I want to retire and sit on my porch and do nothing. Well, you know what my dad says about that. Okay. So maybe you need to reframe retirement. So retirement means that now I can stop working for someone else to make a living. And now I can concentrate all my efforts on my desires, on my hobbies, on the things I've been wanting to do all my life. And now that I have solved the riddle of survival and I have income to support me, let me go for it. Let me write songs. Let me write books. Let me paint. Let me do whatever I wanted to do. So that retirement then becomes just a new journey to another goal that's been in your heart. We often say this, that there's a reading from the book, and it says this: when you get to the end of your rope, tie a knot in it and hang on. Be prepared to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to achieve your goals. So my friends, in this period, this challenging period, this period of uncertainty, let's be certain. Let's use the laws of success, the principles of success to guide us through this maze of uncertainty, through this maze of negativity, through whatever it is that is not congruent with how you want yourself to be, how you see your life to be. Use these 9 rules. Number 1, do not procrastinate. Number 2, do it now. Number 3, stand on your own 2 feet. Number 4, do not fear failure. Number 5, do not sell yourself cheaply. Number 6, develop the success habit of being goal-oriented. Number 7, visualize your goals and believe you can attain them. Number 8, plan your work and work your plan. And number 9, keep going and growing. When you can do those things, then you can create the life of your dreams exactly the way you want it to be, knowing that the best is yet to come. So it is. Wow, folks, I hope you enjoyed today. And I'll be using this format for a while now, because many of you have heard of our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success, but you know, it's one thing to hear about it, but when you have heard reading from it, you say, hey, you know, I need to get that book. And if you want to change your life, you want to close out this year strong, you feel the pain, you know what it's like, you know what you got to do something differently. So number 1, I recommend that you get our book. It's available on Amazon, or you can get your autographed copy at our website, www.12, that's the number 12, uls.com. That's www.12uls.com. The other thing I'd like for you to do is to join our network, the Success Mentorship Network. You know, the things that we do on Saturday mornings are just the tip of the iceberg. But our Success Mentorship Network, the link is in the post with this video, but also it's Patreon, patreon.com/Success Mentorship Network. And I want you to join us. And if you're serious, you know, everybody's not serious. You know, a lot of people talk success, but you got to walk success. You know, the results you get in life are not so much based on your talk, but based on your walk. And so we have now over 40 videos and audios of prior teachings. So you can go there, and maybe you need to get out of a rut. There's a video there. Maybe you need to overcome procrastination. There's a video there. Maybe you're just unfocused. There's a video there. But for $15 a month, you become a part of that network and a part of our Saturday classes. And on our classes starting next month, we're going to actually be doing some live stuff, because after each one of our talks, we're going to do an interaction, kind of a mastermind session. And that's only if you're a part of the network. So, hey, I've done my commercial. I've enjoyed my time with you. Thanks very much. See you next week, same time, same station on Facebook Live. Invite somebody, tell somebody that, hey, you can be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have whatever you want to have. So it is.